What a night to be Twilight Sparkle. Not only was it rainy and muggy outside, but you were forced to walk in that rainy mug. As you went to see Celestia, nonetheless. Despite your best efforts, you had failed to think of any possible reason as to why she'd want to see you. Unless, of course, she had somehow figured out a way to read the minds of ponies. In which case, you were now doubly fucked with all the less-than-ideal thoughts you had on your way to the castle. Each drop of water that hits your fur serves as a dreadful reminder as to why you hate getting your coat wet. Finally, you reach the castle and resist the heavy urge to shake the water out of your coat. Not long after you step across the threshold, though, the rain outside suddenly stops all at once. "Oh, come on," you exclaim, turning back to the opening. You turn back around, cursing the Pegasi who scheduled the storm in the first place. Fortunately for you, you weren't left standing shivering in the freezing foyer before a guard decided to grace you with his presence. "Mrs. Sparkle?" he asks. "That would be me." "Please follow me. Her Highness has requested your presence the second you walk through the door." "Could I please get a towel or something to dry off before going?" "Do you think it's wise to keep Princess Celestia waiting?" He had a point. "All right, then, let's go." He gestures for you to lead, and you do so. You take a deep breath at the entrance on the meeting hall and push the giant doors open. The second you see the princess's hard face, you drop to yours. "Good evening, Princess. I'm honored that you'd seek my presence."
"Enough groveling, Twilight. It just makes you look foolish."
Right. Sorry, Your Highness." You quickly get up and notice the princess has turned her attention away from you.
"You may go, and while you're at it, take Mr. Spear here to the whipping post for speaking ill of my patients."
You glance over your shoulder and notice the guard that brought you in here is now quietly whimpering. The possibility of Celestia gaining the ability to read minds suddenly makes itself known again.
20 lashes should teach him his lesson."
He offers no resistance as the other two lead him out of the room, knowing doing so would only toss him deeper into the fire. Not even you can help but feel a twinge of sympathy over his punishment. As the doors shut, you turn back to Celestia.
"Now then, my most faithful student, a recent discovery has slithered its way to my attention."
"And what might that be, Princess?"
"A strange creature has suddenly appeared in my world. In my chambers, nonetheless. It took some quick reflexes on my end to make sure my guards didn't kill him on sight."
"Oh."
"Now, this creature heavily resembles the primates we see in the jungle. The only thing is, it behaves just like a young foal. When it was nearly stabbed, it began to cry in fear. Not long after I'd managed to calm it down, it began to cry again, this time in hunger. Not long after I fed it, it had soiled my rug, and it began to cry after that."
You were wondering how in Equestria she hadn't killed the monkey by this point from all its crying.
"You were wondering how in Equestria she hadn't killed the monkey by this point from all its crying. Fortunately for it, I managed to hold my temper and held off killing it myself."
You pleaded in your mind that she wasn't reading it.
"But I wiped it using some old parchment with laws I would never approve, and now it sits beside me, sleeping."
You then suddenly notice the basket sitting beside her throne and step forward slightly to examine it before you stop yourself.
"You may examine it."
After walking up to her throne, you levitate the blanket covering the basket and look down at the baby. Celestia was right, it did look a lot like a monkey. But it was colored green and had incredibly small ears. It also had a giant black question mark covering where its face normally would be. "Have you given it a name?"
"Not a scientific one, no. Although it does show signs of sapience, so I decided to name it Anonymous, for the large question mark it boasts."
Right, if I may."
"You are to take care of it and raise it until it can take care of itself."
"Wait, what?"
"You heard me, Twilight."
Sorry, Princess. It's just a bit startling to be told you're going to be taking care of a possibly sapient creature."
"You can do it, can't you?"
"Well, I mean, I have no real parenting skills.
Which is why you're going to take care of it. It'll be a good way to work in your maternity skills. Are you dissatisfied with my assignment?
Well, I
thought you'd jump at the chance to have a legitimate study for once, seeing as your friendship studies are pointless.
You chuckle nervously, but Celestia takes no mind.
Now then, I've learned that the child likes to be rocked, and is not old enough to eat hay. He does, however, take milk and mashed carrots. The rest is up to you to learn. Good day, Twilight.
And like that, she vanishes in a flash of light, leaving you alone with the baby. Wait, Princess, you can't, don't, come back! You soon realize you're talking to air, and anger rises up within you. Fucking damn it, you shout, stamping your hooves against the ground. Unfortunately for you, your little outburst has awoken the monkey, and it starts wailing. Great. One more thing for you to deal with. You walk over to the basket and watch the little creature kicking and screaming underneath the covers. Damn it, you mutter. Hiya, sport. Still wailing. So, do you like jokes? So, a photon checks into a hotel, and the bellhop asks him if he needs any help with his luggage. And he says, "No, I'm traveling light." Still wailing. Okay, kid, look. That crying is starting to get really annoying, so if you could just quiet down, that'd be... The little fucker starts to wail louder than before. And like that, the rage boils over. Shut up, shut up, shut up! Voila. The kid stops screaming. But he's now cowering instead. Guilt instantly flows through you, and you pick up the little spawn from hell with your magic. After sitting down, you place him in the crevices of your forelegs and begin rocking him. Hey now, don't be like that. Hey, I'm sorry that I screamed. You just dropped in my lap, and I'm under a lot of stress, and I haven't had my daily scotch yet, and the sound of the kid snoring quickly shuts you up, and you look down and notice he's fast asleep. After taking a relieved breath, you put him back into the basket and levitate it behind you as you walk out the door. Just as you take a step out of the castle, nature decides to give you the biggest middle finger ever as rain begins to pour from the sky. Motherfucker! You look back into the foyer and notice a guard is standing there, offering an umbrella in his mouth. You snatch it from him and quickly notice it's too small to fit both you and the kid underneath it. You take several quick glances from the umbrella to the kid and groan in rage. You snap the umbrella open with your magic and hover it over the kid. Unfortunately for you, the water running off of it starts to drain onto you, getting your mane doubly soaked. You sprint back towards the entrance of the garden and hail the first taxi that passes you. As you shut the door, you take a look at the sleeping baby next to you. Its calm slumber suddenly takes away all the rage you once had. It even manages to coax a smile out of you. You pat its little head contently and think maybe things won't be so bad after all.